This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
I think that's pretty fair for a guy. Once a quarter, 4 times a year, you trim toenails.
If it needs to be done, it needs to be done. I don't think that you can go by the calendar year.
You probably wish I would, because I probably maybe really do it like twice a year.
And co-host Marney Winfield.
The people that really are drawn to the 12-step program, one piece of those 12-step groups is because it's people from all different varieties and lengths of time of sobriety.
It is the 16th of September, 2023. I'm Corey Winfield.
I'm Marney Winfield.
Welcome to 217 Recovery Podcast, straight up movie review night. If you got the Peacock Network, NBC, whatever, there's a movie on there. It's free, it says. Only available for free on the Peacock. And that is Fast and Furious 10. Mm-hmm. You've never seen a Fast and Furious before.
I was never a Fast and Furious follower. I mean, I knew the premise of the movies. Never really was kind of like my thing. But, yeah, I knew from what I understood, they're all pretty much kind of the same thing. Just a different version.
I don't think I've seen one since Paul Walker died. Mm-hmm. In a crash that his friend was like, "Hey man, get in, I got a new car, bro." And then speeding and fiery crash.
And that's died. Real life.
Yeah, real life.
Yeah.
Don't play around. If you're riding with somebody and they're like, driving like an idiot, just like, man, let's stop. Just let me out. Because people do die that way all the time.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Just be careful.
Somebody in your hometown died that way.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my schoolmates.
Yeah.
I was in 9th grade. Mike Philippi. Moment of silence. But be careful.
Yeah.
Be very, very careful. And so Fast and Furious, though, I haven't seen one in a minute, and they just seem to get more ridiculous. Which, if you're going to a Fast and Furious movie, like, you want to see explosions. And hey, and that stuff was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. You know, the stuff that they did in Rome, and like, I would love to know how they did that. Mm-hmm. That would be cool. To learn how to do that. Instead, I just fly a drone up in the air and then bring it back down. Like I accomplished something.
Keep it simple, yeah.
Yeah, but baby steps. But anyway, so last night we were actually not even going to try to watch a movie because you hate when I go through trailers. And maybe I'm not the only one in the world who does this, but we go through trailers and we spend an hour just going through trailers, and then by the time we finally halfway find something, it's kind of too late to start a movie.
And then I'm tired and I don't even make it through the movie.
Yeah. So last night we were like, hey, great idea. Let's watch Daryl Dixon. Should be episode 2. So we made popcorn. I'm like, that's a great idea. We come down to the Winfield Plex. And no. Apparently they don't release those early. I'm so confused. Because with The Walking Dead, if you are an AMC Plus member, whatever, you get it. Used to get it on like Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. You could watch it early. And no. Daryl Dixon a little too hot. So we went to Peacock and we watched Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And I just am curious to what you thought about it. I was telling the guys about it at work today, and I was like, can't wait for Marty to explain her experience of the Fast and Furious 10.
Okay, so I'll start. Since I always try to be strength-based, I'll start with like the good stuff about it. Lots of action, right? I mean, that's kind of a given. I kind of already knew that about those movies. But yeah, tons of action. Awesome characters in it, good actors. And I think that where I kind of got a little bit judgmental and a little bit kind of like irritated, but then you kind of have to just let it go and appreciate the movie for what it is that it was just so unrealistic in like the planning. And I don't know if you can think of off the top of your head, but the movies that have the premise, what was it? Oh, Law Abiding Citizen, where he has like this master plan that's been in place, that he's like a genius, this planning genius, and has this one plan set up for that he's put together in a million, his own ways, and he knows how it's all going to play out regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about this movie is like things go wrong all the time, and Vin Diesel like foils his plans all the time, but then he always has some backup plan that was in place that was the actual plan, which wouldn't even make any sense because, he wouldn't have anyway, a little too much. And then they're like in 8 different countries, and like they always seem to get there right at the moment that they're supposed to be there and parked in the right places, and they know all the back roads of every place they're at, that there's no obstructions whatsoever, like, chickens in the road or anything that they ever hit. It's just like they just buzz right through everything. It's pretty.
It was funny, though. At the end of it, you looked at me and you said, honey, this could never happen. And you're like so serious. Like you thought maybe I was thinking like, wow, this stuff does happen like overseas.
No.
Like this is what happens over in Rio de Janeiro and Rome and wherever the hell else they went.
No, I think it's almost a given in most of those movies that this could never happen. Mm-hmm. But it's almost like I had to say the words out loud because it was just like exhausting how it was just this would never ever happen. Like whoever wrote this movie had to be exhausted figuring out like the backup plans for his backup plans that it just would never pan out that way ever.
Well, I think it's cute that you use the word exhausting because the Fast and Furious movies are exhausting, and I forgot that they don't ever end.
Yeah,
it is just like, can I leave now? Can we turn it off now? Kind of thing. And I was actually falling asleep. I fell asleep twice.
Yeah.
And I woke up, and I look over and you're like still watching. I'm like, damn. And I'm like, come on, man, just get over. And then like the one lady gets shot, which who knows whatever happened to her. And you think, oh, wow, it's the end because they saved it. Nope, it's not. You're only halfway through, man. Even though it seems like you've been watching for 4 hours straight. Mm-hmm. Nope, you got another 18 hours to go. And that's what it felt like. And it was just dragging on. And even when it ended, it didn't end.
It didn't end. There was no closure there at all.
I was telling Justin about it. I was like, yeah, they definitely set it up for an 11. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, no, dude, they did. He's like, no, it's not 11. It's going to be X.2. I'm like 10.2. Like, of course. Of course. Like, why would they just jump to 11? They got to finish this one up. Mm-hmm. So another 2 days of movie that you'd have to watch. And, again, the plot, whatever. Like, the whole time I was thinking, like, I thought the writers just went on strike. Like, who wrote that movie? It was terrible. Mm-hmm. Terrible. But I don't know. Maybe they went on strike before that, and then Vin Diesel just had to slap some shit together. And I don't know. It was horrible. The writing, like the jokes were just awful. Like maybe somebody lost a bet, and they're like, "Hey, we got to put like 10 corny jokes in here."
Yeah, there were
all right, man.
Pretty silly ones.
It was horrible. I definitely could write a better movie, but the action on point. Like I said, I would love to see how they do that stuff. I know it's a lot of CGI and stuff, but like, were they all running down a road or a green screen, or was it really? I don't know. Like that stuff fascinates me.
Yeah, it was too. There was just so much. It was like someone with like ADHD like wrote the plot. It was like, we're in London. No, we're in Portugal. No, we're in Rio de Janeiro. No, we're in
LA.
LA. No, we're in Hollywood. No, we're in Antarctica.
No, in Florida.
No, we're in Florida. Wait, and then it's like, where are we? I can't keep up. I don't even know where we are now. And like, how did he get to her? Like, he was just somewhere else, and now he's already at this girl's back door and her window, and he was in. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's because they're rich. They got their own jets.
Yeah. Even just getting to the jet, just getting to where a jet could take off and then get from there to the different, continent and then get to the back door of where the one guy was just at.
Well, maybe they take their helicopter to the airport where they jump on and leave.
I don't know.
Yeah. So out of 5 stars, how many do you give it, Marnie?
I mean, I stayed awake for the whole thing, so I'll give it 2.5.
So 5 out of 10, 2.5 out of 5. Mm-hmm. Is it better than John Wick 4?
No,
Okay, good.
not even
I was
close.
hoping you'd say that, honey.
Not even close. That's not even fair.
John Wick 4, I was talking last night that it's going to be on Stars soon. Well, it's on Stars now. And Justin, who went through a John Wick marathon, did I tell you that? Because he had never seen any of the John Wicks. So last weekend, he watched John Wick 1, 2, and 3. And I'm like, dude, you don't watch 4? And he's like, no, man. Had to rent it. I'm not paying money for that. I'm like, dude, it's $4.99. And he could have bought them all for like $20. It was pretty cheap. You can buy all 4 movies. He's like, yeah, but the other ones are already free on HBO or whatever he had. His Prime or something it was on. I'm like, dude, those movies you want to own to show your children's one day. And
No, they're you want to own, not necessarily he wants to own.
but he could own it for $20.
He has the patience to wait for another week to watch it for free now.
Well, see, now here's the dilemma for him. He's like, yeah, but I don't have Stars. I said, Justin, they all got a free trial, brother. He just looked at me like I was lying to him. I'm like, the last episode we did, ironically, it was called Free Trial or 30-day free trial, which is kind of funny. That I'm now telling Justin that there's a free trial on that. So he should definitely take advantage of that. And John Wick 4 is pretty damn good. But going back to the movie that we watched and that we're reviewing, 1. I'll give it a 1.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So there you go. Fast and Furious 10. Wait for 10.2. The Rock's coming back. Yeah.
Oh, you just did spoiler alert.
Okay. Yeah, just keep me posted.
I'm not gonna, because I'm not gonna review that one. Some things that you just know you're not gonna do in life, and that's one of them. I'm not gonna catch a shark, and I'm not gonna watch 10.2. That's it. Thanks for listening to the review of the Fast and the Furious movie. This is what we do in recovery. We watch movies sometimes and review them.
Yeah.
And it keeps us sober. So
If you guys have some suggestions on good movies that we should watch, then email Corey at 217recovery.com.
And for scary movies, if you want to watch those, because Halloween's coming up and we do our annual scary movie list.
Oh, yeah.
Marney, Marney at 217recovery.com. Drop her an email and say, watch this scary one.
Yeah, I always would like to know what scary movies are good to watch.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of scary.
I can't move.
What is this? Ghost. Oh, wall.
Get in here! Help me!
Oh, funniest scene ever of Ghost Adventures. The dude was down there, Zach Baggins. You know, he went to a film school in Michigan over in Troy.
Really?
Yeah. But anyway, he went down and he was by himself in the basement, got scared, he heard a ghost, which that's what they're looking for. And it scared him and shocked him so bad. He just, well, you heard it. And he took off running and ran right into a wall. And he fell. Oh, it was hilarious. I laughed so hard and I still laugh to this day.
Yeah,
but
I know. Every single time you cannot listen to that clip and not laugh.
I know. And since we're talking about scary movies, or at least I had to hit that. So thanks for letting me do that one more time. But yeah, scary movies, send those to Marney and we'll review them again.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. 217recovery.com. Ancient Aliens come with a Kalamazoo. We got your tickets absolutely free. We'll hook you up. Like I said, just sign up. 217recovery.com.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Win a bunch of free shit from 217 Recovery. Go to the app or the website, 217recovery.com.